productivity is really all coming down to just the results that you get at the end of the day. There's a difference between working for 10 hours and not getting that much work done versus working 2 hours really, efficiently and using tools to optimize your work, and then you're getting more work done in that amount of time than the person working 10 hours. At the end of the day, it's all about the results. Productivity is often, it has this whole notion behind it that it's just the person doing the most work. But there's 3 things that it comes down to when you're doing work. Are you working consistently, smart, and hard? Now, a lot of people are just working hard or consistently, and they're missing that whole smart part of working. And when you leave that out, you're leaving a lot on the table, a lot of potential on the table. I would even argue that working smart is probably the most important of those 3, and they're all very important. So by working backwards and first asking yourself, what results do you want to get? What type of results? And then how many results you want to get? And then you see, I need to implement this habit and have this mentality with that habit. That is where you are going to see a lot of progress, number 1, because it's really going to break down what you need to get done. And then that brings me into the next point, which is take notes on the objectives that you want to complete for that day, and also rank them in order of importance. So what I found before is I would list down a lot of my things. I've always been, not always been, but for a while I've been a note-taking type of guy. But I wrote so many things down thinking that my future self will be different from my present self. And that really is not the case at all, because tomorrow me is just as likely to do the thing as the version of me today. So if I'm writing all these different things or different tasks to get done for tomorrow, it's going to be extremely overwhelming when I have 100 things to do. So what I would say, be realistic with the tasks, rank them from importance, and also limit the amount of tasks that you have to get done, or at least limit the amount of tasks that you write down. So you could do this in different ways. I always do right from top to bottom in ranking of importance. So if you really need to get this project done by next week, and this is like something that is worth a ton of your grade in school, put that at number 1. And then if you have something due tomorrow, but it's, it doesn't take as much time, then you could put that at number 2. You could even put that at number 1. But then when you have something due next month that it's like really easy, put that way at the bottom because you have some time to do it. And obviously this doesn't mean that you should put it away and never do it. You are still trying to work your way down and get to the bottom, because the bottom still is important. That's why I said that you can't just have like hundreds of things. Make all the things that you write down important, but make the top the most important, and try and just work your work. And then from there you can just work your way down accordingly through the list. Number 3 is optimize your setting. A lot of us rely either on motivation or discipline, and while this can be effective in some circumstances, it's not something that you can sustain long term, or that you can keep long term. Motivation especially is something that's very impulsive. You could see a quote, or you could see a video, or you could read something and be like, I'm really motivated to get this done. But at most it's really going to only last a week, and that's being very generous too. Oftentimes it could be a few minutes to an hour. Discipline, on the other hand, is different in the sense that it is actually a character trait. You could be a disciplined type of person, and this is good because it's typically more sustainable. But even then, you can still fail, because you're still gonna not really want to do it, and your mind is always gonna have those off days, and your body's always gonna be sore or tired or exhausted, and then it's gonna really be hard to again force yourself into doing that task. So what I would say is that by optimizing your setting, you can be a lot more efficient with what you're actually doing, because you don't even need to think about what you need to do. It's just a natural instinct. My main issue, or something that always stopped my productivity, was that I would always save my homework from school. I would always save it till the end of the day, or very late at night. And to me, this always seemed fine because I was still getting work done after school. I was still either working out or, increasing my knowledge about other things, or, working on YouTube or any type of thing. And while these things may be productive, they didn't rank as high as the schoolwork in my importance list for the tasks. because the homework is due tomorrow. No negotiating at all. It's due tomorrow. The other stuff can wait just a little bit longer. So what I do, and what I've been doing the past few days, is I get home, put out all my stuff that I'm gonna need, to do the homework. In this instance, I just had to bring out, a math sheet. I had to do some math, put out my pencil, put out the paper, and then I opened up all the tabs that I needed to do for the online work. And I was just able to get it done because I set up my setting to make it just second nature. I didn't even need to think about doing it. I got home, I knew what I was gonna do. On the bus I was thinking, oh, gotta get this out, gotta get that out. And since I was able to crack down on that part of the list for my tasks, now I have room for all these other things, such as making this YouTube video that I've been holding off on, right? Or this one is like a newer idea because I just came to this realization. But anyway, I was, making other plans and stuff beforehand, and I wouldn't have had time to really do that with, a free mind beforehand because I was always thinking, oh, I gotta do homework later. Now I don't really have to worry about doing homework in the back of my mind. I get home and I do it, and I also optimize my time in school to also try and get some things done there, because that is also time that is not taken away at home. Now that I already did the homework, I can just make this YouTube video, not even having to think about or worry about doing homework in the future later tonight. And this also, doing homework late at night, also really hurt my sleep schedule. And as a result from that, I was tired and, couldn't work as effectively throughout the day. And then that also decreases productivity because I'm constantly tired. Now I can actually get to bed at a more, decent time. I would still say I have room for improvement, definitely, but it is a lot better compared to what it just was a few weeks ago. But so now there are also other ways to optimize your setting. I already talked about putting yourself in the position to succeed by, getting these materials out, such as the paper for math and the tabs open for the online homework. But now we also have to limit our distractions so that becomes something that is just completely out of our mind and not even present in our mind. And to do that, there's different Chrome extensions, there's different settings on your phone, and I could definitely do a whole rundown on that whole system that I've been using the past few days. So the settings basically just limit the dopamine rush. For example, I'll just say like one thing, like raise to wake, like when you turn your phone up, you know what I mean, when you turn it up, right, to the sky, like the screen, it turns on. I would say turn that off, turn that setting off. And again, I could do a whole rundown in a whole separate video. But turning that off, that's just one thing I'll give you guys right now. That is going to be life-changing, because a lot of the time when you just take your phone out, now you're adding more resistance to that process, because now you have to hit the side button to turn the phone on, as opposed to before, there was just a little bit less resistance in the fact that you could just turn up your phone screen and boom, now it's on. And again, that's like a very little one, but when you add all the things together that I'll be talking about in that video, then it's really going to be like, why would I be on my phone at all? And the time that you do spend on your phone, because your phone still can be a very productive machine, the time that you're spending on your phone is going to still be getting you work done, and that's really the time that you would use your phone for. I still use my phone now for, it's been like just above an hour a day, like an hour 15, and in all of that time, it's all productive work. It's all getting stuff done or checking up on what I need to look into. Another thing that can typically be distracting is your computer. For that, I downloaded Chrome extensions. For example, YouTube. YouTube is something that I always learn from, and that's like my main source of information and how I learn. But the thing with that is that the homepage was always killing me, and I'm sure you guys probably can relate to this either with YouTube or with other apps. The things that you just get recommended and the stuff that doesn't really develop your mind, that can very much be intriguing, like a ton of the time. And so the Chrome extension that I downloaded basically just deleted that whole thing from YouTube in its entirety. So the homepage just doesn't even show up. All I see now are my notifications from the channels that I know are actually going to give me useful information, and then I can see the playlist on the side, like the sidebar. And now every single video that I watch is all productive and all informative, or almost every single one, because I definitely do watch just, some fun videos. I'm really able to lock in on the actual informative videos compared to before. I was just watching like, you know, top 10 moments of this and that, right? Like it doesn't really develop your mind any further or, you know, get you anywhere in life. And it's good to have those things at times. That's why I'm saying, like, I still watch some fun videos, but having that tool nonetheless, I gotta focus on just what I'm saying. Having those tools to limit the distractions is definitely a necessity. Again, there's so many examples of things that distract people. Like another one could be like a console, like a video game console. For that, I literally have my Xbox in the back of my closet right there. I just completely unplugged it, and now it's like, oh, well, if I really wanted to play, or if I was really tempted to play, now guess what I have to do? I have to unplug my computer, number one, or like my laptop, because it's like a, you know, connected to the monitor. Then I have to get my Xbox from the closet, which is already like under a bunch of other stuff in my closet. Basically what I'm trying to say is it adds resistance, and whatever thing distracts you, figure out a way to increase the resistance between doing it and not doing it. Whether, you know, it be that, or whether it be downloading a Chrome extension, whatever distracts you, focus on a way that can limit that, or some tool that can take your focus off of that distraction. And the final thing, and this is something that you really need to think about. This isn't just something that you can hear and be like, oh, all right, I'm good. Kyle said this. I'll be good. Just, you know, knowing it. Literally look at your ceiling in bed at night and just think about what I'm about to say. Just do it. It sounds so simple, but a lot of people think that there is some secret thing with being productive or getting more results. There is not. These things are going to help you get there, but there is not one single thing that is just going to solve everything. A lot of people, including myself, like literally, I always fell victim to this. I always thought that there was going to be some solution that was going to, you know, just change my whole life. I thought that like this YouTube video that was like, you know, 10 productivity tips, I thought that that was gonna be like, you know, the whole solution to everything in life for me. I was like, oh, you know, now I'm gonna be able to get everything done. I'm gonna be, you know, this and that, and I'm just gonna be ultra productive. It's not really how it works. You could be seeing all of these different tips or ways to build habits or different mentalities, but the whole thing of productivity just comes down to actually starting and doing it. You need to just tell yourself, I'm doing it, and just don't even think twice about it. A lot of the time, overthinking is going to stop you from actually making progress. But by just taking action and saying, I'm doing this, that's where you're really going to get results done. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that it provided a lot of value to you. If you guys did enjoy, please feel free to like the video and subscribe if you are not already subscribed. And also shoot down a comment down below. That's a new one. But comment down below because I read all of them and I reply to all of them. I love seeing any comments from you guys. Literally every single one makes my day. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.